Hello to everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. And thank you very much for joining us. I know that lately we've been on the screens and we've been on the internet, and seems like we're stuck in the computer forever. And I just want to say thank you for coming to here to join us in this event. What we want to do today is we want to introduce Cucú. We are launching our official interpretation site, and we hope that we were able to choose the channel. We're going to have interpretation into French, into Portuguese, and into Spanish. The seminar will be in English. And if you're wondering why did the video go round and round and round and on and on and on, it's because in this presentation we have my father and my mother and a lot of my family members, and some of them might not have been able to select the channel before. And I hope that with the video they're able to. So Dad, if you're listening, I love you. Mom, thanks for all the support. And I want to especially thank my girlfriend, Yaya Mesa. She's a designer and she's responsible for this beautiful logo and the beautiful brand image that we have. And hopefully, we have about 50 something people right now. Hopefully you were all able to choose your channels. And speaking about interpretation channels, we have 3 magnificent interpreters with us today. I'd like to introduce them so you can see who's the beautiful face behind that voice. And I'm going to start with Mr. Eric Forero. Eric, if you could please turn on your camera. There you go. That's Eric. Eric is not really that good looking, but he's an amazing interpreter. And he's a great person also. Thank you, Eric, for joining us. Honestly, I really appreciate your work. You're always somebody that I love to look up to. Then after Eric, we are going to have Carlos Carrero. Carlos, if you could turn on your camera. Carlos is our Portuguese interpreter, an amazing guy. He's able to go from Portuguese to English, from English to Spanish, from Spanish to Portuguese. And he's, well, let's just say that he's a little bit better looking than Eric. So thank you, Carlos. Appreciate it. And now we are going to introduce our last interpreter for today. Is going to be last but not least. And now that I just said last, I just figured that I messed up. Should have been first. Ladies always go first. But in that train of thought, well, we saved the best for last. Joining us with the French interpretation, we have Camila Flores. Camila, if you could turn on your camera. Thank you very much. It is a pleasure to have you here. I know that we would love to be on site together in a booth, enjoying the interpretation, the event, but this is what we have to deal with right now. So thank you, Camila. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for the wonderful job that you do. Really, I believe that we have 3 of the best interpreters that I've met during my career. To get started, I would like to do a quick presentation. I'm not going to take too much of your time because I know that we've all been working all day very hard and we've been on the screen for the most part of the day. So I don't want to take too long. I just want to do a quick intro about what Cucú is, what we're all about, and what we strive to do. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. And if we have enough time at the end, we will address questions. The Q&A module is enabled. You can ask questions in writing. You can type your questions in the questions and answers module. And if we have enough time, then I will try to answer as many questions as I can. And well, that's it for now. So let's start the presentation. What is Cucú? Okay, so Cucú, for those of you that don't know, it's a bird. The cuckoo bird, yeah. And the reason why we've named our new platform Cucú, it's because it's a migratory bird and it can travel around all of the countries in the world. It has no borders. So what we want is we want to be the bird that delivers the messages to everyone in the world. We want to communicate people. We want to be there. And also because I don't know if some of you are young or maybe older, like I am. about the cuckoo clock that the bird comes out. Also because that's to make reference to time. Time is important to all of us, and that's why we want to make our solution fast, easy, and transparent to save you time, to save the interpreter's time. Next, I want to show you what is Cucú. So Cucú is going to be a marketplace for freelance interpreters. You log in, you create an account as an interpreter. Once you create your account, you're going to have a profile that is going to be public to the audience, to the customers. Customers can log in, they create that account, they can apply some filters, and such as the reviews, the languages, the pair of languages, the specialties, the availability, and the prices. So every interpreter will set up their own profile as per their experience, their knowledge, their training, and the customers will find them right away, and they can book their interpreter for an hour, for 15 minutes, 10 minutes. I know that the time is a controversial matter, and it's something for debate eventually. And I've heard about, how should things change. Fortunately, this is a startup. I mean, things can be changed. I will get the feedback from everybody. I've already talked to some people, and we will consider all of the suggestions. It is a learning process for me. This is my first time as an entrepreneur, and hopefully this will be a learning process that you can join me and help me with the learning process. So together we can build something great. Okay. And now, why Cucú? All right. So if you see this picture right here, that guy seems kind of bored. And that's pretty much me in March last year. All of a sudden, all of the events were canceled. We were left with not much to do, at least on my side. I only do interpretation. I don't do much of written translation. Although I don't really care if I'm called a translator and interpreter. There's a lot of people that make a fuss about it. And, hey, as long as I'm getting paid, you can call me whatever you want. I call Carlos and Eric and Camila, I call them the Terps, and it doesn't really matter. We do our job, we communicate people, and that's all that matters. So as I was saying before, Cucú started because back in March, when this whole situation started, I was pretty much jobless. I mean, I had no events, I had nothing much to do. And I started searching for sites or for websites or platforms to be able to do some work, to make a living, to get some income. And I just couldn't find anywhere where I could sign up and create an account and maybe get some work from possible customers. And therefore, I started thinking, well, what if we could have some place where we can create an account, we can show our experience, and we can say, you know what, maybe I can get some work, and maybe it'd be great if people can see me and be qualified and be have a score, because the more we work, the more experience we gain, and we get better as we go. And I think that it is important to have a objective score with the customers telling us how good of a job we do. Okay. And what's coming next for Cucú? I know there's a lot of things that need to be changed, modified, or adjusted. I do know that things will change, and this is a learning process. It will be for me and for most of the company and the people around me. But I do want to let you know that we are thinking about you. I mean, and by you, I mean the interpreters, and by you, I also mean the customers. I want to make it very clear that I'm not looking to go against anybody. I'm looking to make something that really benefits all sides of the equation. So the first thing that we're going to do after this launch is to listen to the market and listen to the interpreters. We will take into consideration all the feedback that you have, all of the comments, all of the observations, negative and positive. And if you ask me, actually, I rather have the negative. The negative actually makes me work harder and makes me strive to make something better. I don't want people telling me that, okay, it's nice, it works. No, I want what's wrong with it, what's not working with it, so I can make it better with your help. We will include other features such as written translations and maybe subtitling, voiceovers. What we want to go for is to be a full language service provider where you can get all of your needs in the language services. Also, I've heard from a lot of Latin American friends that PayPal would be key. And I will tell you that PayPal is coming. We will integrate with PayPal very soon to make it easier on everybody. Although if you ask me, Payoneer is much better. They haven't paid me for that anyways. And we will develop an app. We will try to get a mobile app, not so much for the platform and for the marketplace, but to do some interpretation. I mean, for the interpreters and for the listeners. And lastly, after this, I promise that I will make time for all of you to have one-on-one meetings. I want to sit down and to talk to each and every one of you to know what you feel, what you think about it, and what you wish from it. And that is pretty much it. That's all I had to say. Like I said, thank you very much. And I hope I haven't gone cuckoo. A lot of people have told me that I've gone cuckoo. I hope not. And I hope this actually helps a lot of people. So if you bear with me, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to see if there are any questions. Have you probably noticed that you're not able to chat or to see the questions from everybody else, just because this is an informative event, and we will have many more events to discuss, to debate, to talk about the industry, to train, to have some practice sessions. We'll have more of that. And my door is open. Well, my computer is open to you because I can't really visit me right now. So my computer is open. We can always meet. We can always set up an appointment, video call, and we can discuss and talk about whatever you think it's pertinent for the work that we do and for us as interpreters. So right now, just want to do a quick countdown. We have about 60 people altogether, participants. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask questions. I'll try to answer first the written questions, and then Andres Casanova already has his hand up. If I address the written questions and I have enough time, I will give you the chance, Andres, to turn on your camera and turn on your mic and ask a question and be with me for a second. But first, let's address the questions. And a second here. Okay. Okay, Dorina Bonatti. Thank you, Dorina. She says, you haven't gone cuckoo. You've gone cuckoo. Play on words. That's really good. Go cuckoo. This is great. Rafael. Well, I've answered both of them live. If you have any questions, write them down. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and give the floor to Andres. And Andres can join us for a minute. Andres, you can turn on your mic if you want, or you can turn on your camera if you want as well. So I'll do that right now.
Estoy al aire. Buenas tardes.
Estás al aire. Good afternoon, Andres. How are you?
¿Qué tal? Estoy muy bien. Muchísimas gracias. Soy Andrés Casanova, traductor e intérprete de español-inglés.
Andres, sorry to interrupt. Since we only have English to the other languages interpretation, do you mind speaking in English?
Sure. No problem.
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Appreciate it.
So let me introduce myself again. My name is Andrés Casanova. I'm an interpreter, English and Spanish interpreter. It's so nice to have such an opportunity to take a look at this new startup. It sounds really great. Thank you. It's the first time I've seen you. However, I've heard of you. So it's cool to put a face on a voice or a name. I wanted to know a little bit about the added value that the platform provides interpreters. I mean, does this address some issues that I personally have experienced, as well as some of my colleagues? For example, the stressful situations about not having a physical partner in the booth to help with term lookups or whatever comes up during an interpretation that we as interpreters in the virtual realm now are having to cope with technology-wise, or I mean, any sort of issues that usually come up during an interpretation in a booth.
Okay, Andres, thank you very much for your question. I really appreciate it. It's a great question. And I'm going to give you a quick answer. We are not going to be a platform provider. I mean, there's Kudo, there's Interprefy, there's Translate. I was reading a couple of days ago that there's already 18 different RSI interpretation platforms. So we are open at Cuckoo if you get hired and you get a job to choose, or your customer is open to choose any of them, whichever works for you. So we're not at this moment a platform in order to do interpretations. We're a platform to connect you as an interpreter with a customer, applying the filters such as your experience, your areas of specialty, and also your price range, your availability. So we are addressing that part of the transaction, okay, the connection between you and your customer. And also just to make it, a secure transaction as well, because sometimes, you take a job and you're not sure if you're going to get paid or not. And that's sometimes really hard. What's going to happen in Cuckoo is you have your profile, you log in, you create your account, people can see you, customers can see you, they can book you for a gig, but you are 100% sure that your money is going to be paid because the customer paid ahead of time. So they've already made the payment, and that's what we're taking care of. What we want to do is to make it easier and to make it simpler for everybody, for interpreters and for customers. And especially now that we have so many different platforms and that we can do business just about anywhere in the world if we have good internet connection and our customers decide to pick us for whatever reason it is, we just want to make that transaction easier. We want the visibility of our interpreters to become greater and to have a community of interpreters. I mean, there's many more ideas to come. There's many more things that are going to happen with Cuckoo. But for now, I just want to give you um, a little taste of what's going to be. I wanted to reassure you that I'm open to all comments, all questions, to everything that you want to say about it, because I think that's the best way for it to become something great, for it to become something that is beneficial for everybody. So, with that being said, I think right now we have that's a kind of a long answer. I hope that I answered your question, Andres. But in the future, if this gets going, we will consider creating an app that really solves the technical issues during the interpretation itself. For now, we would just want you to connect. The connection, once it's made, you can decide which platform do you use. Eventually, we might consider if it's still up there and if it's still a need. But for now, we feel that the need is to be able to connect in a very easy way. There's some more questions here. Let me see. Eduardo Arenas. Have you thought about adding a written translation service to the platform? Yes, for sure. We have. As I said during my presentation, Eddie's actually my cousin. Little advertisement for him. He's a federal court interpreter in the US, state court interpreter in the US, and he's an inspiration for me as well. So Eddie, yeah, we are thinking about it. We are thinking about making an LSP, a language service provider as a whole. I mean, why stop in written translation? Subtitling, dubbing, and everything that is a service, language service related. Yes, we will do it, but we will do it as long as there's a market need and as long as we feel that there is a possibility to improve what the traditional way of doing business. Sarah, I don't know if I mentioned Sarah Mesa, Yaya Mesa. She's my girlfriend. Yeah, I did mention her about the logo and the design. Okay. She's asking, how long is it going to take to have the final app to be operating? Oh, geez. That's so funny. I get the hardest question from my girlfriend. Thank you. Well, I don't think there's going to be a final app. I think this is an ongoing process. This is a learning process for me, for you guys as interpreters, for the customers, for everybody's learning process. I don't think it'll ever stop. We'll never stop learning, never, and we will never stop improving. So it's a tough question because I know that we've been through a lot, trying to get this right, trying to make it perfect. And I just, at some point, I decided I was just going to launch. It didn't matter if it was perfect or not. Like I said before, I thought about what some interpreters have told me, well, I don't work for less than 2 hours. I don't think this works. I just decided to just launch and go for it. And once it's going, I will learn along the way. Okay, so next question. Thanks, love, for your question. Cucú reminds me of Pro Z. Is it something similar? Jessica, I really don't have much experience with Pro Z. I know that it's a forum and that you can post, and there's search terms. You can search for terms. I'm sorry, but I don't know if that's really accurate though. I mean, I see Cuckoo more like a Workana or the Freelancer or Upwork, which is a freelance solution for freelancers to connect to customers. That's what I see it, and that's why I said during the presentation, my whole idea was because I couldn't find any site or any place where I could go as a freelance interpreter and easily get work, and that's why I've decided to go for it. Okay, we have another question from Sarah. How do you plan to attract clients that are interested in the interpretation service? Well, I hope that this event does it, but there's a lot of work to do. It's not really that easy, and we've been up and down and going through all of the different stages. And I hope clients just feel attracted because we have a wide range of interpreters, a wide range of prices. We're flexible, we're accessible, we are on the internet where they can do their transactions. So I hope that because of our services, customers actually feel attracted to us. Which brings me to another good point, but I will leave it for later just in case that question comes up. Okay, what if last minute interpretation is needed? Would it depend on availability of interpreters? Emily Banegas, great question. Sure, it depends on the availability, and that's why we need to have as many interpreters as possible, just to make sure that somebody is available the day and the time that you need them. Right now, we have 100 interpreters logged in and that have an account in our platform, and that's a good start, but we need to really have a lot more to be able to have the availability full time. And also another one of our future plans is to be able to have a solution where you can just log in and the interpreter is right there available at the moment that you need him or her. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Andres, more like a marketplace. Yes, Andres, that's exactly right. How much of the interpreter pay is going to be reduced for our fees? Great question. The platform only charges 10%. So if you're charging $100 per hour, then Cuckoo is going to keep $10 and you're going to get paid $90. That's an easy question. Very fast. Luz Fisher, congratulations, Daniel. Thank you very much. Jorge Arciniegas. Hi, Jorge. I don't know if you already answered this question, but what would be the fees for using the platform? Okay, I just mentioned. Sorry, I just keep forgetting to say that I've answered the questions live. So you guys can see all of the questions that have been going through. So I'm doing it right now. Like I said before, this is a learning experience. This is a first for me doing this. So hopefully you like it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you're willing to talk to me if you have something. Alessandra Bonatti, hi, Prosy is more of a translator website. Congratulations and all my best thoughts for your new enterprise. You know what? I haven't really met Dorina or now Alessandra, but I love you both. And I hope we can meet face to face sometime soon. There's nothing I would love more. So thank you, Alessandra, for that. Let me just check the time because believe it or not, I have to jump from this launch into an interpretation. All right, Catalina, hi Catalina. Amaya, another great interpreter, by the way. Hola, Daniel, so nice to see you and hats off for your startup. Now, going straight to the point and talking about dough. Once I register in Cuckoo and a client hires me, what will be the procedure from then? Okay, Eric Carlos and Camila can tell you about it because they've all been hired through Cucú. They're all Cucú interpreters. So it's really simple, right? So you have your profile, right? And somebody is interested in your services because of your language pair, because of your specialty, because of your experience or your ratings. And then that person is going to book you. You're going to get a request to accept or reject the service. You always have the right to do that. We're not forcing you to put a price or to accept anything that you don't want. If you feel comfortable, you accept the service, then the customer has to make a payment. Then the link is provided to both parties. And then once you provide the interpretation service, the money is already in Cucú and Cucú will make a payment. Right now, we have scheduled payments on the 15th and 30th of every month. And I just realized that I said that publicly, and I can't delay the payment for Eric, Carlos, or Camila. Big mistake. Anyways, I hope that answers your question, Catalina. Andres Peñuela, is there an annual fee for interpreters? You know what? So funny. I'm getting all the hard questions from my friends and family. Yes, there will be eventually. I think maybe not annual, but monthly for certain benefits. For instance, you can use our Zoom account for free if you have a membership. Your profile will have more information than the profile of the people that have a basic account and don't pay a monthly or yearly fee. But that's far away. That's not yet. So for those of you that are interpreters and that are logged in, don't worry about it. For now, it's not going to happen eventually. But that'll happen when you start all making money. If you're making money, you know, you can chip in 20 or 30 or $100 a month. Love you right back, Alessandra. Damn, I really want to meet you now. Hope my girlfriend doesn't get jealous. Julian, congrats, Daniel. Thank you, Julian. Appreciate it. Garcia Tatiana. Have you thought about controlling the rates in some way in order to avoid unloyal competition or unfair competition and unethical rates? Yes. We've set a price limit right now. I mean, as we speak, Google has a price limit. And it's funny because sometimes people speak about the lower price limit and not the higher price limit. So right now, the minimum you can charge an hour is $40. Depending on the country you are, depending on the exchange rate, that could go either way. But that's the price right now. And like I said before, I'm willing to hear your opinion. I'm willing to change something if it needs to be changed. So it's all up for discussion. I hope that answers your question. Understood. Thank you, Catalina Maya. Great. Great idea. Love it. Andres, love you too, buddy. Ruben Restrepo. Hey, Ruben, how you doing, man? Will the customers have the option to pay directly to the interpreter and in turn the interpreter send the due commission to Cucú? I just didn't want to go that far because we're not there yet, but okay, here's how it's going to work. If Ruben, you as an interpreter are paying a monthly fee, then I'm not going to charge you if the customer contacts you directly. That's going to be the benefit. You're going to have your profile, you're going to have an account. And if you pay the monthly fee, all of your information is going to be out there and the customers can hire you directly. No commission for that service to Cucú or any services if you're paying a monthly fee. If you're not paying a monthly fee, then probably the transaction will have to go through Cucú. And then, of course, Cucú is going to take a commission. So it's two different ways of having your account. Either you pay a premium membership or you have a basic account where you pay commission. That's the benefit of having a monthly membership. But like I said before, that's all to be defined. So what we have right now is just a place for interpreters to create an account, to be visible, and to enjoy work. I mean, to enjoy being able to have another option for work. Appreciate the question. Wow, we have way many more questions than I expected. What time is it? We still have a little bit of time. Jorge Bermudez. Hey, George. George is here in Barranquilla. By the way, I'm in Barranquilla. And we're a little bit sad this year because we didn't have carnivals. And for those of you that are from Colombia, not having carnivals in Barranquilla really sucks. Okay, well, I mean, for you to understand, it's like not having carnivals in Rio de Janeiro, basically the same thing. So George, congratulations on the startup. It's a great initiative. We wish you and everyone success in this endeavor. Thank you, George. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can work on this together and make it great. Maria Cristina Angon. Hi, how are you? When the work is more than 4 hours and 2 interpreters are needed. Yes, excellent question. We won't allow it. No way. Maximum 2 hours. And also I'm thinking about maybe max an hour. So as soon as we get a request for an interpreter to work more than an hour or 2 hours, I mean, I guess I can do a survey to see what you guys think, maybe an hour or two. But if we do get a request, we'll force and we'll make the client have 2 interpreters at all times, for sure. Danny, congrats. Sounds amazing, this app. Thank you. Sara Angela Yanes. Do you have special prices or plans for companies? Not yet. We will eventually, I guess. It's going to work like the same as for the interpreters. If you're a company and you pay a membership, maybe you don't have to pay the $5 that you have to pay every time that you book an interpreter. Okay, so it's a short answer. Yes, not right now, but eventually, maybe. Nico, how can new interpreters get more exposure to begin working? Great question. That's what we're shooting for. Hopefully you guys are not bored and still paying attention. By the way, I just realized that I forgot to launch a couple of polls that I had in store, but I guess we can do them in a minute. Nico, yeah, new interpreters is always hard to get into this world. And I think that eventually we will have a classification of amateur interpreters and professional, experienced interpreters. And for the amateurs or the newcomers, we will do practice sessions. We'll try to give you some guidance. We will try to teach you how to get into interpretation. And also eventually we'd like to segment the interpreters that we have. For example, Nico, you're an interpreter, you're good enough for a meeting between 2 people, casual meeting amongst friends, and maybe Eric Forero is good enough for a Cucú launch. Eric, yeah, you're the man. So I hope that answers the question, Nico. We're going to do both. We're going to try to do some practice sessions so people gain more experience and gain exposure. And also we'll try to segment to give you only the jobs that you can handle. All right, Natalia Reyes, my sister, and from the same mister. Sorry, that joke didn't translate well, and I really hate when that happens. What a great way to innovate. What is Cucú's competitive advantage over similar platforms? We're specialized. I mean, there's many freelancer platforms like Upwork or the Freelancer or Workana that are very popular, but we are specialized in for language services. So that is the advantage. And I think that should be enough, that to have a specialized place where you can go to for language services, that's for now advantage enough, I think. Ruben, thanks, Daniel. Congratulations. Appreciate it, Ruben. Much love. This is going to be great for everybody. Andres, thank you. Appreciate it. Tatiana Garcia. Would interpreters be able to choose their partner for longer events, or does the client pick the interpreters? What a great question that I hadn't thought about. Actually, I'm going to write it down and I'm going to think about it, because we always feel more comfortable doing it that way. And that is Tatiana Garcia. I hope you can send me an email. By the way, my email is just info@cucú.us. So you can email me at any time. I'm going to write it down anyways, because it is a good question. Who's going to choose the interpreter? Yeah, I don't know. I guess as we learn and as we go along, I'll try to talk to you. I'll try to talk to everybody to see what's the best option. If you choose it or the client chooses, I'm not sure. That's a really good question, and that deserves a little bit more thought than for me to right now to give you a definite answer. Nico, definitely, yes. Thank you, Angela. Congratulations. Sarah, amazing. Enjoy, all the best. Thank you very much. And I think that's all the questions. And I think we have a couple of minutes. So let's see who's got their hand up. Okay. And Antonio. All right, don't judge me. That's crazy, Tony. Tony, you're able to, I was trying to allow you to put the camera on, but I think you can only speak. So I'm going to allow you to speak. And Tony, I'm not able to. Maybe your mic is not working. I think I'm trying to allow you to speak. There you go, Tony.
Hello.
Hey.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Oh, cool. Well, hello everyone. Tony here. I just wanted to come on in today and congratulate Daniel on this wonderful idea that he has had, and also to congratulate him for the daring step that he has taken. It's not easy. It's not easy to come out and fight and compete in a very doggy world that this has become into nowadays. Throughout the chat, I've had questions in my mind that have already been answered. I was just wondering, Daniel, are you thinking about taking this on the road, virtually? That is, what is your plan? What is your strategy to market this to potential customers? Is it going to
Honestly,
be through word of mouth via our own customers, which can work too, or do you have a plan to go out there and actively seek customers, like and grow the business that way and grow our opportunities as interpreters? That's one question I had.
yeah.
But
Well, Tony,
mostly I just wanted to congratulate you and tell you that I am happy for you. And man, I wish you the best. Okay.
thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. And yes, I mean, to answer your question very quickly, we really hope that all of the professional interpreters, the experienced interpreters, have a chance to log in, create an account, create a profile, and that way the platform will just speak for itself on quality. And it's something that we'll just have to play by ear. Of course, I'm doing digital marketing. Of course, I'm working on getting the word out, and I'm working very hard. I mean, day and night to make this a success and to make it work, because I'm really invested. But that just really depends on how interpreters do and how responsible you are, whether you decide to provide a service or not, or if you have a good internet connection, if you have a good microphone and all that. So I think that the more we are, the more people we have, I mean, the more language pairs we have, the more flexible and easy we are to use. I think the customers will just be attracted, and we're going to try to facilitate. We're going to try to create some training videos for customers, for them to how to use, to be able to use Zoom, like it happened at the beginning of this webinar, where you were able to see how exactly you choose your channel. So we're trying to provide a lot of information. We're really going to try to democratize the interpretation services, because when this happened, when back in March last year, when everything happened, I was thinking to myself, I had so many calls from customers saying, I need a 10-minute call because I can't leave my house, but I need to contact somebody in the US. I can't travel. And every time I try to charge $100, $150 for 10 minutes, or $200 for 10 minutes, I felt bad even when I said it. I mean, you don't have to leave your house. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to even take a shower if you don't want. So why should we be charging so much for a 10-minute call for somebody that really needs it? So I agree, there's different types of customers. I mean, for events, for a medical event, you're not just going to have somebody that speaks English, Spanish very well. You need a professional interpreter. And that's what I'm saying. I want to learn with you guys. I want you guys to tell me your inputs. What do you think? So we can get better together, so we can grow together. But that's something that we'll just have to see. I mean, I just have to be smart about, how do I do this? How do I go about it? And honestly, I think that as long as we are open-minded and we are willing not to be the exclusive service and the interpreter for a huge convention, and we're willing just to provide a service to the average guy that is maybe importing some goods from China and needs a 5-minute call, maybe we can book our whole day with 5, 10, 15-minute calls, and it'll be more profitable, and the world can use our services more and know what the simultaneous interpretation brings to the table and the added value that we provide. So I guess that's the answer. I mean, it really depends. This is it's new for me, it's new for you, and I hope that I really get your input and your comments about it. And that's that's what I hope for. I think there's a few more questions, but before, Chris, are you ready? Before we finish, I got Chris here. Chris is one of has been one of the biggest supporters of Cucú. Chris is a great guy. When I met Chris, it was a long time ago, 10 years ago, and Chris asked me many times to bring him into the interpretation world. And I trained him. He was my only student. I've only trained one person. He's gotten to the point that he's almost better than I am. He's really one of the best students. The only problem with him, though, is I just can't get rid of him now. I don't know what to do. I mean, he just won't go away. Chris, man, thank you very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here. I just wanted to congratulate you. It's this tool. I am completely hopeful that it's going to change the way we work forever, and in a good way. We're going to reach more interpreters. We're going to reach more customers. Everything's going to be democratized. And man, you made it happen, man. Like when you told me about the idea those years ago, I was like, man, you're crazy, but man, you made it happen. Here we are. So congratulations.
I kind of went cook on this one, right?
Yep. But
Oh,
man, like no one has ever won anything without taking a risk. So
appreciate
you're
it,
right
Chris.
there, bro. You're right there, bro.
And
Congratulations.
thank you very much, Chris. And I really hope that this actually helps everybody. I know some people haven't had a hard time during this pandemic. Some of us have had a hard time for whatever reason it is, whether it's financial or because you can't travel or because you can just leave the house or because you're having issues at home. It has been hard, and there's no denying that. And I hope that we can actually help make this a little bit better if our services are made available and more visible to everybody. So Chris, I really
Totally.
thank you for your support. And I think we're about to close. And
Anytime, bro.
It's gone longer than I thought.
No problem. No worries. No worries. It's a pleasure, and we're ready to make great things happen. So, pleasure.
Thank you very much, Chris. Well, I did create a couple of polls before we finish. I want to launch them right now because I had them. I just forgot. I was going to do it in 2 different times. But anyways, I just want to get a feel for who's here. So I just launched a poll, and it's in your screen. You can answer whether you're an interpreter, a customer or a possible customer, an aspiring interpreter, or you were just bored. Hopefully that's not the case. All right, I will publish the results in just a minute. And I hope this was entertaining, that this wasn't boring. I see somebody that said, I'm just bored and need something to do. Hopefully you're not an interpreter. Right, so I'm just giving it some time. Also, this helps measure the engagement that we have. And okay, I think 69% of us are interpreters, which is exactly what I was expecting. 16% customers, 14% aspiring interpreters, and 1% was just bored. I hope that wasn't Chris.
Don't worry, it
All
wasn't
right.
me. Don't worry, it wasn't me,
Okay,
sir.
good. All right, appreciate it. All right, so here is the poll. I'm going to share the results with you all. I'm not going to do the other poll. I had a little bit more, but I think we've had enough. You've had enough of me, and this went a little bit longer than I thought. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope that you can be a part of Cucú, whether you're an interpreter or you are a customer. And like I said many times before, I'm open to any comments. I'm open for debate. I'm open to change anything that needs to be changed. And like I said, my goal is to make something better for the industry, for our customers, for ourselves, so that we don't have to go through harsh times like we did before. Once again, thank you. Chino, you know who you are. My sister, Natalia, for the support. Mom, dad, everybody, thank you very much. Diego Noriega, great mentor. Endeavor has been along the process. Fundación Santo Domingo also has helped me out in this process. It's been a long, painful process, but I've gotten a lot of help from a lot of amazing people, my friends here in Barranquilla. everybody that's watching. Andres, great friend, always be there for me and always be there for you. And guys, I just hope that we can make the best out of it. I hope that you really enjoy it. And once again, please let me know if there's something wrong. Let me know if there's something that is not working properly. Let me know if something that it needs to be changed. I'm not saying that it will happen right away, but I will take all of your comments under consideration. Thank you very much to all. And all I'll have left to say, once again, for the Colombians and especially the people in Barranquilla, everything, Moro Cucú. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. You all have a great afternoon, evening, and great day.